Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. I am so excited to be here. This is Monday, July 1st, and I decided to come here live to give you the energy forecast for the next few months. So I told you guys that the 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 June newsletter never went out because I kept receiving messages, and then I finally was like, oh no, this is not just an energy message for June. It is really for all of the summer. So it's June, July, August. So this is the energy forecast. Number one, I'm going to go back a little to June because this is what I kept receiving. I kept seeing envelopes being open, things that were sealed coming out to light, boxes underneath the bed coming out and being revealed, like all things coming to light and being revealed. As you know, everything that is dark is being shown the light on right now, and everything is coming out for everyone to see. This is why you're seeing so many things revealed in the world, right? Like, so all of these things are coming out to the light right now, and it's not just coming out because it's been found now. It's been found for years and years and years. This has been knowledge that has been wanting to come out for many years, but it wasn't the right time for it to be heard on a global scale like it is right now, right? So that's what's coming through. So they keep showing me these things. Now, the one with the box under, like a shoebox, it looks like a shoebox with tricklets and pictures and things under the bed or the closet. This is really home because what's coming up is like everything that's coming out is being revealed through the light. It's not just outside of us. It's not just like the news and those people over there who are creating things or who have been hiding things. This is actually hitting home, right? So June has been a month where all of this old stuff has been coming up. So don't be surprised if this past month for you was kind of like putting it in your face, all stuff, all situations, all people coming back into your life to reveal to you what was there, and so that it can be clear, finally clear from your energy. This happened to everybody. And it's so important because if you're doing the inner work, if you're doing meditation, if you're doing writing, if you're doing anything, you're working with someone, these are the things that are going to help you move forward and through what's coming up for you, because you're going to have some type of support, right? Whether it's a person who's helping you or whether you're doing your own meditations and connecting or your own writing and seeing the answers there, right? But all of these things. So if you're doing those things, it's going to be a little bit easier for you because you're going to be aware that these things are coming up for you so that you can release them, so you can face them and finally get them out of those places that are deep, deep within you that you have been carrying for all of your life. Some of them have been carried on through ancestral lives, meaning like you're taking on your parents or your grandparents' energy or family secrets, and you're taking them within you, and now they're being revealed, right? So this is what's coming up. This was all of June, and this is why it was like such a little turmoil where it's like, what's coming on and what's new, right? And it happened to everybody. Like I'm included in that. Like all this old stuff came up to show you where it is that you need to put your attention, where it is that you need to focus on, and really bring your awareness to what you're being shown right now. You might have been shown this years ago, but it just didn't hit the same way, or maybe it just wasn't the right time to accept it or to reveal it or to release it. So now it's coming back up, but now you have the strength, the inner strength, or the support system to be able to move through this. So this was all of June coming up. Now, by the way, if you're here, say hi. I may pull cards at the end. So let me know. Okay, so July. Today is July 1st. Brand new month. It has so much energy. There's a lot of energy in July. And what they're showing me is a lot more lifting. They're showing me like, when you do the garden, I don't know if you have a garden, but like if you have a garden and you first have to like move the soil underneath and like lift it up and put fertilizer in before you plant whatever it is that you want to plant. So that's what they're showing me. They're showing me like stuff is coming up. This is July, and you are preparing the ground in order for you to plant the seeds of the fruit that you want to reap. This is happening for everyone on all levels, whether you're aware or not. So if you are aware, then clean it up, right? Bring up, face those fears, face those things that are coming up for you so you can release them, so that you can plant in its place where it used to be something that you actually want. So this looks like if something's showing up to you, let's say a cycle that you are repeating, let's say in your romantic relationship, or maybe it's like a fear, or maybe about like relationships, or maybe it's about money or jobs or whatever it is, right? Face it. Allow it to come through you so that you can then release it, and then you can plant the seeds. That's your visualization, that's your imagination, that's your creation of what you actually want to see. And I've been saying this all along, but it's very important now in July. Now, however, if you're not aware of what's happening, then these things are going to come up for you, and you're going to feel like, what is going on? And you're going to go down the spiral of self-pity, the spiral of feeling like, why does this always happen to me? Why can't I get away from this? Why is this occurring again? Right? And all of these parts of energy that makes you feel as if you're doing something wrong, which you're not, because you're perfect, you're amazing, right? But it makes us feel as if there's something that we haven't done, and therefore this is happening because we haven't done this. Does that make sense? So it's much more difficult if you're not aware. And I'm bringing this up because if you're here in this space, then you are more aware than others. And if that's you, then that means that there are others around you who need your help, who need your shoulder, who need to be heard, who need to find a place to be heard or be safe, right? So this is what I'm telling you, because it's really important. It's not just for you, but it's also for all of those around you, all of those that you have access to, right? So whether you're a healer or not, whether you're just waking up or just becoming aware of the things, and you are just going through your own journey right now, you are still ahead of people who have not done any of this, and who might be really scared of what's happening for them because they don't see it as that, and they see it more as another hit, another tumbling into the spaces that they don't want. So this is why it's important, and why I'm talking to you about July, because July is very important for us to come together as a community and reach out to those that it pops in your head, right? You have somebody pops in your head and you want to reach out, because there's a reason for it. You might be the only person reaching out to someone who might need to have someone reach out on that day, right? And it may be like, I have no idea what to say or who to say or what, blah, 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 blah. It doesn't matter. It is you following the intuition hit of, I'm going to reach out, right? So personally, I have reached out to several people just the last 3 days, because I had gotten that hit of like, oh, this person needs to know XYZ. And so with permission, I've asked, hey, are you open to? And then, if they say yes, which they have, then I can give them a message that I'm receiving. And this is like all just flowing out of me, because the energy is talking about coming together as a community, helping each other, supporting each other, leaning on each other, giving each other validation for what we're going through, because it is the one thing that is going to allow us together as one to move forward to the next step, wherever it is that you are in your journey. Does that make sense? So July really feels as something that that a lot of more stuff is coming up, but this is now your chance to begin. Oh, hi Jessica! Yay! I got a comment. This is 3 comments. Let me see. There are other comments here. Yes, Jessica. Oh, hi Jasmine! Yay! And hi Glenda! Amazing. I'm looking at my cell phone because obviously my laptop does not show that. Yay! Hooray! Okay. So July is the month where all of this stuff's coming up for you, but they're saying seek help, look for help, reach out for help. And again, reaching out for help does not have to be or need to be another physical person, although that's very helpful sometimes because we feel so alone, and having another person to speak with is so helpful. But it could be a book, it could be a podcast, it could be music that attracts you, right? It could be something, it could be praying, it could be going to your church or whatever temple you belong to or you feel called to go to. So go somewhere or reach out for help. And then allow whatever's showing up for you to go through you so that you can release it. I'm going to explain more about this because they're saying this is not really understood very well on how to move through things. Okay, move throughing. I'm going to give you an example. My dog Teddy started having like a lot of seizures, like back to back to back to back, like seriously, he had like 8 in 3 days. And I'm a healer. I've had multiple healers look out for him. I had the hint of, there's somebody else out there that needs to help. And so I did. I reached out. I have another person who come over and helped me with Teddy with an energetic healing. Why? Because I felt, hey, I need more help than what I've been doing. I need someone else to see this. I need someone else's energy to come in because I feel like I'm too close, right? And so I did that. I reached out to someone else other than me to give me that support, right? So this is what they're talking about. We are a community. We're all together. Animals, plants, people, we're all one. When we take care of each other and we share our gifts, this is when we all come out on the other side and we thrive, right? You like my beautiful, amazing hydrangeas in the back? Aren't they fabulous? I have like 3 more vases of this. Okay, just wanted the flowers were speaking to me. They're like, hey, bring up some information about us. Like, let us know. Like, share about us. Okay, so here we go. So that's what's coming up. And the most important part of this is plant your seeds. So once you have released what's come out from you, which what they're saying is release the fear, the anger, the disease, the whatever it is that's showing up for you, the cycle, the jealousy, whatever's coming up for you that's low frequency, release it. The over here in the Northeast, we're having a heat wave, and I got the hint of go outside and allow the heat to release the energy from your body, like through sweat, right, to being hot. So these are some of the things that you can do. Like you go out into the sun or into the day and you face it, right? So you put your attention on what you're feeling so you can face it through, or you can write about it, or you can speak it out, or whatever it is that feels right for you. And you allow your body to feel the feelings and then release it. So you can do that by just sitting in the heat. You can go to a sauna, you can go for a run or do some type of exercise that allows you to sweat. That's one way of doing it, right? So I just showed you like 4 different variations of how to release the energy through your body through heat. There are many other variations, right? You can go into nature. You can connect with nature, like the trees, right? You can hold onto the trees and allow the tree energy to be transferred to your body by touching, right? You touch a tree and you feel the energy coming in through your body and allow that to heal you while you are sending the negative energy down through your body, through the soles of your feet back into Mother Earth. So that's another way, right? You can do automatic writing. You can do breath work. You can do meditation, right? So you can do so many things to release what's coming through. And then don't stop there. Once you have released it, then begin to plant your seeds for the things that you actually want. So that means you begin to put in the seeds of imagine. And imagination, it is the most overrated free thing that we have that we don't pay attention to because we believe that it doesn't work. But it does. Look at any child who is playing with their imaginary friends or with their blocks or whatever, and they're in a different world, creating joy, creating beautiful things, creating, manifesting things that they want. My son will look at a Lego magazine and talk about the toy nonstop, about which one he was going to use, what he was going to name it, who was going to be playing with him, which one was going to be mine as his playmate, right? And he will talk and talk and talk, and guess what? Yes, he would get that toy. As much as I wanted to resist giving it to him, like, no, you don't need another toy. No, I will give it to him, right? Manifesting like that, right? That's the imagination of imagining yourself already having what you want and being in the energy, talking about the energy as if it's already done, and then it is done. It is done. You bring it to your reality. But as adults, we have forgotten this because we have been, what is the word? Disappointed for so long, right? We have been disappointed by not seeing the fruits of our imagination, of our boards that we have created. We don't see it happening, and so we stop believing in it. We stop being in that energy. We stop imagining what we want, and then we go back to thinking and imagining what we don't want, which is the reality that we're in right now. And we're like, yeah, it doesn't work for me, right? It does work for you. You just have to keep at it. You have to keep at it until you're living in that energy. So that's planting the seeds for what's to come, okay? Now, here comes August. I know. I hope that was enough for you. If you have any questions about July or what we talk about June, let me know. Put in the comments, and I can see this and something else that shows up for me to explain to you. So here comes August, and August has the Lion's Portal on 8/8. And this Lion's Portal, I know I keep saying this like every year, like every time that something astrological, it's like, this is the one, this was the power, this was the most power, right? And you know why? It is because we are advancing at such high frequency and speed that every time we have a new portal, and portals are like the eclipses and the alignments, or the what do you call that? The summer solstice, right? All of these things, or the full moon, every single one of them is a portal. And because the energy is speeding so much faster, each one of them becomes more and more powerful as we go forward. Which is why I'm saying this Lion's Portal on 8/8 is going to be one of the most powerful ones for you to release whatever you don't want anymore and create what you do, which you get to do this on every full moon. If you didn't know, full moons are portals into releasing what you don't want and calling forward what you do want, right? So all of that's coming up. So August, okay? So it feels like the energies are just continuing to move, and more stuff's coming up, and more stuff's coming up, and then it lands, and it comes up, and it lands, and it comes up, and it lands. Every time something comes up, you become aware, that's your job, and you release it. And then what's the second thing? I just said it. You plant the seeds of what you want, because it's going to be harder and harder for those who are not aware of what's happening to move through these energies. Is going to be more difficult because people are not going to know what to do. They don't know what's happening. They don't know why it's happening. They think it's happening to them, and they're not moving forward. They're not planting the seeds of what they want. They may be moving away from some of the things that are coming up for them. They may be having enough strength to show up and say, hey, I no longer want this, but planting the seeds of what you do want is what's missing. And if you don't plant what you want, then you leave an empty space. And when fear comes up, what happens? You fill yourself with those fears again, and then you repeat the cycle. Does that make sense? So the energies are going to be really, really strong going forward, like the rest of the year. They're showing me like a lot of different changes and releases until about mid-December, actually. And it's all starting now. It started in June, but now July is going to be even stronger and even more in your face, and even bigger changes you're going to see. But it's not going to affect you if you are maintaining your energy at a high frequency level. If you're doing your meditation, if you're connecting to your higher self, if you're doing some type of meditative writing or automatic writing, if you're doing these things and you're focusing yourself on the things that bring you love and light and joy is so important. And that's what the children do, right? Children are in that place of play where they're having fun and they have joy. That frequency of the children is the one that we have let go of, the one that we are like, oh, that's child's play. That's not something that we need. That's not something that I do anymore. Why not? Right? It's so good. So begin to tune into those energies and keep your frequency as high as you can. I'm not saying you have to be on high frequency all the time, because you're human and you are living the human experience. And some of us are having difficulties or challenges in our family lives or in money or in health, right? And if that's right in front of you, it's a little bit harder to be like, I'm so joyous, I'm so happy, right? It's like it's difficult because that's not the reality that you're seeing, although it could be, right? But that's a difficult part to do when you are in a human body living this human experience, right? So what you want to do is do those things that bring you joy. And I know I keep saying this, but they keep saying it again, and that is even in the worst places or in the worst places, things that you may see, that other people might tell you, like catastrophes happening or things that are like really bringing your energy down. Focus on what's light, right? Number one, you are the light. But if you cannot see the light within you right now, then look on light somewhere else. So just like those flowers behind me just spoke to me earlier and say, hey, bring attention to us. Look how beautiful we are, right? That's a way of shifting your energy from what you're seeing, whatever that it is that might be pulling you down or making you feel bad, to something that even for a second brings you some type of joy, right? So, and this is actually also how Mother Teresa used to work when she used to work with the people in the poorest places on the earth, and they would be like with all kinds of diseases and not feeling well, and they had like nothing, and she had this gift that she could point out to the person one thing, just one thing that would make them think back or right in the moment to a place and time where there was happiness, where there was joy, right? So that looks like kind of like, oh, remember when your child was born and how beautiful they were, and instantly you are transported to that time where you had that joy, right? And it only takes those few seconds because high frequency energy is stronger and is more potent and it extends further than low frequency. So you just need little bits and pieces of joy, of happiness that you can think and that you can focus on, like, oh, look at these nice flowers. Oh, let me smell these flowers, or whatever it is, or taste something that's amazing. And you are present in that one moment, and then you can lift your energy in that moment. That takes you so much longer than, let's say, hours of being in a state of sadness or depression or anger, right? And you're gonna go right back, and you're gonna go right back to feeling like, oh, okay, well, I had that, and now I'm angry again, or now I'm upset again, or now whatever it is that you're feeling, right? It's okay. It's a cycle. I don't know if any of you have ever gone to a chiropractor. Chiropractors, they align your spine, the bones, right? So let's say the person is kind of crooked, and they do a subluxation. Is that how you call it? Subluxation, and then they do an adjustment. So they do an adjustment to the spinal column, and then everything goes back in alignment, and then you go away, and then a couple of days later you go back to not being aligned, then you go back to the chiropractor, they do it again, right? It's an alignment. They keep on putting your body in alignment. So this is the same thing with energy, right? With chiropractic, let's say somebody was in an accident, right? I used to work for a chiropractor. That's how I know about this. So let's say somebody was in a car accident, they will go, the chiropractor will align their bones of whatever was, thrown in different places through the impact, and then they will come back like every day for like a week or two, depending on their severity. And then they will start coming 3 times a week for several weeks, and then they will go down to 2 times a week, and then once a week, and then twice a month, and then once a month, right? Because the more that they did it, then as the body got used to, like, this is the alignment, not that, then the body will begin to remember what the alignment was, and it will begin to hold the adjustment for a longer period of time, right? So in energy, it's the same thing. If you're in a place where you're feeling like this is not good, or I don't like this, or whatever it is that you're feeling, or you're going through, when you raise your frequency, even if it's for a moment, and then you see yourself being in that space again, the space of doubt or fear or anger or sadness, right? When you become aware of that again, you're like, oh, I'm doing it again. Let me raise my frequency again. And then you do something again to raise your frequency in the moment. And then you keep doing that. And you might have to do it a lot at the beginning if you are really used to being in that place of darkness, of lack, right? And so you want to do this a lot more times. So the word here is awareness. Become aware of what you're doing, become aware of how you're doing it, and then raise your frequency by doing something or thinking of something that brings your energy back up in the moment. And like I said, just like in chiropractic, right? You might need to go over and over a couple of times, sometimes even more than a couple of times at the beginning. But as you become more aware of what you're doing, of how your energy is shifting, of how it shifts when you raise it for a little bit, then you begin to hold on to the higher frequency for longer periods of time. Does that make sense? So that's what you want to do. You want to train yourself to become aware of noticing when you're going down the spiral instead of up the spiral, down, going down to all of the feelings and thoughts and ideas of lower frequencies, doubt, sadness, anger, fear, right? And you want to think of something that goes up. Hi, Marjana, how are you? Up in frequency, something that makes you feel joyous and happy and definitely not afraid, right? Powerful. And you begin to shift that way and move on. Now, as the end of August comes, there's a calm. It's a big calm at the end of August and going into September. But July is going to be, well, July here in the US, we have the 4th of July, which is Independence Day, which is like a lot of celebrations and explosions through the fireworks. And that really is kind of like a parallel energy to what's happening globally, right? I know you don't live here, it's fine. But for those of you who do, it just really does feel like a lot of stuff's going to come up here, and there's going to be a lot of things being revealed. And what they're showing me now is fireworks, right? So you have fireworks, you have a big boom, which, by the way, lots of animals and people who have PTSD from like being in wars, like veterans and stuff, it's not good for them, right? It scares them. That's the scary part, right? So to take that as the negative energy that's showing up for you, right? Ooh, that's scary. And then right after that, what happens? It's this beautiful display of lights in all beautiful colors. And you're like, ooh, right? That's the beauty. That's shifting your energy from the darkness to the light, right? Perfect. I love the way that they bring this up. So this is the way that they show you, right? Like, this is how July is going to be. It's going to be that big boom in your face. What you gonna do with it? And then you're going to be like, I'm aware of this. I know what to do. I'm going to face it. I'm going to feel it. I'm going to send it down through my body onto Mother Earth. I'm going to release it from my body. And now I'm going to plant the seeds of the beauty of what I do want to see. And there goes the beautiful fireworks showing up. I get to dream, I get to enjoy, I get to feel light, I get to feel love. Those are the things that are really important to do right now. And then the second thing is reach out to anyone for help for yourself, and to someone that you might be feeling intuitively that might need something that you have. Right? Because if you're here, that means that you're connected in a different way than other people around you who are not in a place like this, right? Why? Because you are more open. That means that you're wired. That means that you're ready to open up to different realms of reality for you and everyone around you. So you are the chosen one in your circle of people that you know to be that light and hold on to that light so that you can help others who may not know what's happening for them, who may not know why it's showing up again, who may not know how to handle what they're feeling or what they're experiencing. There you are as that shoulder. And they're really emphasizing shoulder, because when you become a shoulder for someone to lean on, you're inviting them to open up and let you know what they're going through without prying. You're just here, holding space, allowing them to be, and allowing them to ask the next question. And if they do, then you can offer more insight if you have that. But if they don't ask, then you're there to give that space and give only the information that you feel is not intruding in their own life path, right? So you may be aware of other things that they may need or that might make their lives or their journey easier, but if they're not ready to take on that, then just become that shoulder where you're open to be there, to receiving them, to seeing them, to feeling them, without offering any solutions unless they ask, right? And if they do ask, then you are there ready to provide what it is that they might want to hear or need to hear so that they can open up to the next level. I'm saying you this specifically because so many people, so we all got downloaded, I'm just going back a little, we all got downloaded like huge downloads the last couple of months. And now, starting in mid-June, all of those downloads that we receive are becoming activated, and this is why this is happening. So what you were able to like read before and that didn't make sense, now you can read it and you can understand it, and you can be like, I understand that, I got that, oh my gosh, it was there all along, right? Why do we feel that way when we see something, we read a text or we hear something or somebody speak or we see it somewhere and we're like, whoa, like that's so basic or that's so simple, and how come I didn't get that before, right? We didn't get it before because you weren't ready, and you weren't ready because you didn't have the codes. So you received the codes are being activated now, and now when you see the same exact text, you are going to receive the message. So if you have at home books or podcasts that you have saved to listen to later or to read later, or that you picked up and you started reading and you're like, it just didn't resonate, this is the time to pick them back up again, because you got them for a reason, or they got to you for a reason. Somebody gave them to you for a reason. If it didn't feel for you like, I want to read this or I want to see what's in here, it's because you just weren't ready. But now is the time that you are, right? So pick it up again and begin reading it again. Or even if you already read a book or a podcast that you listened to that was like really inspiring for you, read it again, go into it again, because you are going to receive different messages this time at a much deeper level that you are going to understand, that you completely missed the first time because you just were not able to understand. Does that make sense? And you weren't able to understand it because you didn't have the coding within you. But now you do. You have the coding. All the coding has been downloaded into us. This started at the end of March all the way past the eclipse. And then going forward, we were continuing to get downloads. This is why we were so tired. This is why we were like lethargic. This is why we're like, oh, what's going on? And everything was going kind of slow, but at the same time really fast. This is why, because you were being downloaded new information. Think about it as a computer that is getting an upgrade, or yes, that's what they call it, right? A new upgrade that comes on. That's what was happening to us. You're the computer, the downloads are up, but now you're running the program. Now the programs are being activated and being run within you, and this is why all this stuff is coming up for you. This is why things are being revealed to you. This is why stuff's coming from underneath that bed. Like all the family secrets, all that stuff is coming back up and being revealed, and the light is shining on them because this is the time to do it, right? So go ahead, don't be afraid of it, just face it. Let me see who else is here. Ooh, hi Heather. Yeah, you are welcome, Jenna. Okay, so all of that. Any questions? Does anyone have any questions, comments about this energy forecast? I'm doing it this way. I guess I'm going to put this on my newsletter because it was just flowing so fast I couldn't write, guys. Like literally I was trying to write, and it's just like I kept tripping over my own fingertips and typing. I was tripping on writing. I couldn't read it. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna speak it out. It was coming too fast. So that's it. That's your forecast for the rest of the summer. I hope it was helpful. Let me know if you have any comments about it. I'm going to leave and I'm going to come right back to do carpools because I want to put this on my YouTube channel and on my newsletter, and I don't want to put the carpools in there. All right. So if you want a carpool, stay tuned and leave this one because I'm leaving, and then come right back. Bye-bye. Love you.